Welcome in to the newest episode of Nuts and Bolts. It's Friday night, my favorite night of the week. I'm joined here with Tony Tucker, who told me before we started the show that he has a joke to tell me. So, Tony, hit me with your best shot.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Garen.
Garen who?
Guarantee we're going to the Super Bowl.
Woo! Bolt up.
San Diego Chargers are fortunate to have Lance Allworth.
On blue, ready?
Don Coryell.
Hello, history books. Touchdown, San Diego. Woo!
Going the Keenan Allen. Going the Keenan Allen.
I would do the Joey Bosa, but I have bursitis in my elbow and I can't even bend it.
He did it on the draft stage. Should have known what was going to happen after that.
Nothing like opening the show with a stupid dad joke right here. I got you covered in that department. Faux show?
I'm alive for dad jokes, Tony. I'm alive for dad jokes and dad jokes only. So I enjoyed it.
Oh, this is going to be a great show. I'm so excited right now with everything that's going on and all of the other excitement that when you jump on social media and you see it and it feels great. And the Kyle Van Noy interview that was done today was very uplifting and great. And you feel we're going to get into the free agents, the rookie draft class. And then at the end, we're going to have some fun with a segment that we call Thunderrated Tweets, where I went through and picked out a tweet from each one of the rookies that were drafted in this class. Mike has not seen them. This will be the first time. And there's some fun ones. There's a good one from Zion Johnson that's going to be fun. And I can tell you right now that the what I found out about Xander Horvath, I would have never guessed that this was his hidden talent. And maybe people already know it, but I didn't know that he had this hidden talent. It's a gem. But
I love some hidden talents. I know Keenan Allen can sing and dance. I know Mike Williams can dunk. Justin Herbert's hidden talent is that he can throw the ball 80 yards.
Justin Herbert's hidden talent is everything. Like, he just seems to do everything well. He's even starring in commercials now. He's better at commercials than I ever was.
I saw that. You're talking about the D-Book commercial?
Yeah.
D-Book looks over and goes, that boy can throw.
I saw somebody posted something about him on that he's on is he on Instagram? And I didn't know this.
Who? Justin Herbert?
Yeah.
I think he is on Instagram, but he's not on Twitter, and I don't think he's on TikTok, and I don't think he's on Facebook.
I didn't know he was on Instagram.
I believe it's Justin Herbert 10. We'll give you a free shout out, Justin.
He needs it. He's flying under the radar, except he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
We own one or two as well.
Let's get in. Let's jump into it. Draft class. Do you want to go? You want to go with your initial? Let's go with your initial thoughts first. How do you feel about it?
I'm pretty pumped about it. I feel like they addressed all the needs that they could address on draft night. No edge rusher help, but then of course we saw with the free agent signings that they had some plans in the works for that. Getting Zion Johnson at 17th overall, with the way that the board was going, it seemed like that was the right move. We wanted to trade back. Obviously, we talked about trading back, but Kenyon Green went. A couple tackles went. And, you trade back, there's no guarantee that Zion falls to us at 22, 25, whatever it was. So staying put, get the guy we wanted. Telesco, Staley, everyone has said that Zion Johnson was the top talent available on their board, so it just made sense. Pull the trigger, get the guy at 17th overall, and 17 is just a lucky number for the Chargers. Phillip Rivers, Derwin James got picked at 17. Now Zion Johnson gets picked at 17. In the third round, we end up getting J.T. Woods, Tony, and the more and more I watch highlights of this guy, I obviously see some problems, but I also see some insane highlights. This guy is a ball hawk. They just put him in the middle of the field, and they just say, go to work. I think he's going to have some success there. Let Derwin James handle the in-the-box stuff, because I am a little bit worried about his tackling. But it seems like J.T. Woods is going to be a guy that could, have 4, 5, 6 interceptions a season once he develops into his own. Nas Adderley's seat, a little bit hot. And, of course, in round 4, we get Isaiah Spiller. I'm sitting there beating my desk when I see the Raiders come in and trade above us because I'm like, please don't take Isaiah Spiller. Of course, they were dumb. They didn't take him. They took a different running back in Zeus. But then we get Isaiah Spiller. I feel like he's perfect. We've seen the comparisons to Adrian Peterson's game. When we compare rookies to NFL players, it's more about the style than the player. Don't think I'm trying to say that Isaiah Spiller is going to be Adrian Peterson, but that jump cut and that quick turn ability paired with his size is something that's rare to find in running backs, rare to find in athletes in general. Then later in the draft, another pick I liked was Jameer Slayer. Just watching some of his highlights, he showed out against some of the top edge rushers in the class. Aiden Hutchinson was one of them. We've seen the highlights of him blocking. Aiden Hutchinson, he's just a nasty guy. I'm not sure if he's going to get much playing time. He's a 6th-round pick, but he did play at Georgia. He did play at a big school, and maybe there's some promise there at the open right tackle spot, adding some spice to the competition for it. Tony, what was your reaction to this draft class? I'm pretty pumped about it because I feel like they did everything I wanted them to do.
So I love this draft for many reasons. And I think the thing that I love about it the most is the depth at positions that are so crucial and necessary, right? Jamari Sawyer I don't necessarily know that he's going to play right tackle. I think Chargers fans need to wrap their minds around the idea of Pipkins getting a shot to win that position as much as they don't like it. And if he can't, then maybe Sawyer is the left guard and you have Zion. Mike, think about it. What if you had Zion and Sawyer, 2 rookies on the right side of your line? Doesn't that freak you out a little bit? Like having 2 rookies who are learning defensive fronts and switches and protections. Like, I just think that to me is a little risky. And I'm rooting for Pipkins. Now I know it's a long shot based on 2.5 years of tape, but I'm rooting for him, and I hope he's working hard this offseason and things work out for him. But I'll just say, like, JT Woods he's like our Liam Neeson, right? He has a particular set of skills that make him extremely dangerous in the middle of the football field. That speed covers up so many mistakes. And then you add other speed in Jasir Taylor, Dean Leonard. We need this. Mike, how many times were we watching games and we're like, how can you not get down there and cover a punt? Where are the tacklers? And now you have 2 guys that have 4.3 speed. Like, to me, that's just absolutely fantastic. Otito Obonya is somebody that I think could be a nice rotational piece, even as a rookie, right? Like, he can come in, and I don't see a pass rush when I watch it, but run stopping, right? Big, young, aggressive. I'm excited about what they can do with him there. I saw a couple of tweets where they said watching tape, UCLA didn't use him correctly. I didn't watch it closely enough to know if that is really the case or not, but I'll hope that it is. I'll hope that person was right. I looked at the Isaiah Spiller thing as, to me, the perfect landing spot for him, right? Of all the other teams that could or drafted a running back or whatever it is, like, he's not going to come in and be asked to carry the full load. Austin Eckler still has plenty of juice. I don't think we talked about this, Mike, but Austin Eckler should have been 2nd team All-Pro last year. Go look at his 1,500 all-purpose yards and 20 touchdowns. And they left the spot blank on the list. Like, we're just going to put Jonathan Taylor here, and since Derrick Henry got injured, nobody else is worthy of it. How about 1,500 all-purpose yards and 20 touchdowns on a team that won 9 games? The Colts also won 9 games. Like, I get Jonathan Taylor had a special year, but they didn't have. Eckler had 70 catches too. Like, he should have gotten that spot. I feel like he got robbed from a 2nd team All-Pro nod. So I think he has a lot of juice there.
And a couple clutch moments too in there. 2-point conversion against the Raiders, run against the Browns. I mean, a couple clutch moments in there for Eckler that led to Chargers wins last year. Putting up those numbers in a loaded offense like that isn't easy.
How about some 4th down contested catches for conversions on a couple of plays that were pretty exciting? So I really feel like they added to special teams, offensive line, which are 2 areas that I was really worried about. Now, obviously, this will kind of lead us into the free agency. I wanted them to get an edge rusher. I was really excited that Jeffrey Gunter was still there, headed into like the 6th and 7th round. And I was like, come on, get this edge rusher. Everything I read about him was he'd be a great 3-4, can play the run a little bit and get after. I was like, this is a perfect guy for Staley's system. It'll be great. They didn't go that way. But you cannot underestimate what bringing in Kyle Van Noy could do. There's no rookie in the 6th or 7th round that is going to be able to contribute to your football team and the way that Kyle Van Noy is going to contribute to this football team.
I agree 100%. And to go back to the special teams thing, also getting Xander Horvath. I think that he's going to be used in the special teams as well. And it's very interesting when you go and look at his tape and everything that he does on the football field. It reminds me of watching Austin Eckler's undrafted highlight tape from college. Both these guys went undrafted. They both are just these big, jacked, speedy dudes that are just ready to freaking run over people like they're a bowling ball.
I don't know if Mike froze, if I froze. I don't know what is going on here. But, Mike, if it's you, reset and come back. Kyle Van Noy. So, Kyle Van Noy's excitement in the interview, his excitement on Twitter, getting the fans going, it's all positive things. We bring in somebody who can rush the passer a little bit. And there's also the versatility. We've seen him play the middle of the football field with the Patriots and just be somebody who's focused, locked in, and prepared. This guy comes in as edge rusher. Maybe he's edge rusher 4. Maybe Chris Rumpf puts on a little bit of weight and we see him take the next step in his ability and lock that down where it's like, oh, here comes Rumpf on the field and he's lining up on the same side as Bosa or Mack or whatever. And then the tackle has to be like, to get together with the tight end and be like, I don't know who I'm chipping. I don't know who's got who. Here comes this guy. But the Kyle Van Noy signing really made me, and I think a lot of Chargers fans, just feel better about what it was going to look like for this team defensively with the depth at that particular position, right? Because I know when we left the draft, I was like, we're relying a lot on Chris Rumpf. We're relying a lot on Jamal Davis that, like, I don't know. He looks the part. Somebody posted a picture of him. He looks muscular and amazing in the gym, but does that translate to football? I don't know. Hopefully it does. Hopefully he gets the right coaching, the right system, gets to play next to, future Hall of Famers, in my opinion, and pick something up and also capitalizes on the attention that they get. But the day before that was the Bryce Callahan news, which was also like blowing up. Sorry, my elbow's a little messed up, so I look kind of quirky doing that. But Callahan coming in, because there was a lot of this, like, Asante Samuel is going to be pushed over into the slot, but he also looked really good on the outside. Now you don't even have to worry about that, right? We're going to get Callahan, who so many great highlights. When you watch the tape that the social media team put together on YouTube of him dominating in the slot, it is fantastic. Mike's not here. I don't know where he went, but I will say this. I could go through about 60 text messages of Mike going, what the heck is going on with Harris on this play? Callahan comes in. I don't think that that'll be the same concern this year. And then Asante gets to be on the outside, and JC, obviously. And then you got Vato moving him around. It's exciting. And then I think JT Woods is going to be allowed to play deep with Nas a lot. And then you have Derwin moving around. Like, maybe Derwin comes out as like the linebacker in some of these things, or you're playing him next to Tranquil or whoever sort of wins that spot late in games, coverage, whatever it is. But Callahan's signing was exciting. Now, I don't know if there are any Chargers fans watching this right now. Is there anybody else out there in free agency that you are hoping to pick up? I know that Akeem Hicks is a popular one that a lot of people were excited about the possibilities of him coming back. Brandon Staley coached him with Chicago. Khalil Mack is already there. I don't know if Staley coached when Callahan was with the Bears or not. But yeah, Mike's in here. Mike said that he would like to see Eric Fisher. That's another spot that I would like to see. I think I've seen a lot of people talking about getting the right tackle and getting somebody that, as fans, we'll all feel a little bit better about, even if they're older, maybe have some health issues. I've seen some love for Dennis Kelly, and I've seen some love for Riley Reif. If we can get a veteran tackle who hopefully can play more games than Balaga was able to play, I think heading in to the season, we will be looking at a situation where, like, this is top 5. Like, this offensive line could be the best offensive line of football. And now all of a sudden you have Justin Herbert coming back to the same offense for the first time since Pop Warner or whatever, high school. Like, he's coming back in, going to have cohesiveness because they brought back Mike Williams, and Keenan's still there, and Josh Palmer and him started to blossom a little relationship. I can't wait to start my Josh Palmer fan club videos, by the way. But you then bring in a tight end in Gerald Everett, who I think is nice, can stretch the middle of the field. He's still young. He can be used on jet sweeps in different ways. I'm big on Gerald Everett. I got one of my crazy predictions up there on the wall behind me for Gerald Everett. Yeah, and then you add Isaiah Spiller into that mix and allowing him to helpfully close out some football games and save the wear and tear there. So I think that what I'm saying is the offensive lineman, the right tackle, we'll all feel better as fans if we just know, like, okay, they signed this veteran and he's going to at least start the season there. Whether or not the health holds up, 30, 31 years old, can he still hang in there? I've heard a lot of push on the internet for Will Fuller. And I don't see it. Like, I see the speed is still there, but he just doesn't feel like somebody the Chargers would sign. I don't think they're bringing in Marquise Goodwin. I don't remember them dressing more than 5 wide receivers for a game last year. I think we're more likely to see Xander Horvath making it as the Steven Anderson role, right? That tight end with the flexibility and fullback than we are to see them going out and getting somebody that's really going to push the seams. Maybe there's a point at like the trade deadline where they go out and they say, hey, we really do need this. We go out and, I don't know, they make a trade for a Brandon Cooks type player. I know Cooks just re-signed with Houston, but I'm saying somebody like that, like somebody who's fast and can go deep down the middle part of the field. But yeah, I would like to hear anybody who's watching this go drop into the comments and let us know who you're hoping there. I've been hoping for Carlos Dunlap quite a bit, but I just think with the Van Noy signing, it's not really an option. And maybe Carlos Dunlap is a little more expensive. I mean, he had 8 sacks last year. He's had 96 career sacks. He's chasing 100. I don't know, but maybe there's a 1-year deal that it works out where Carlos Dunlap comes in and it's just another pass rusher. But when I look at this defense, it is out of control. It is stacked everywhere I look. I'm like, what are they going to do? So Staley's, this is it. This is the scheme. This is the players. This is the fit. This is the everything. Now we're going to see it. Because I don't really have a lot of questions or concerns about the offense. Even last year, the right side of the line, which is a major concern for us, they were still top 5. Is there room for improvement? Sure. There's always room for improvement. But the defense is the side that we felt like let us down more often than not, and they've just loaded up like beautifully there. It looks like Mike is trying to get back online here, so hopefully he'll join us second. I'll just say, don't know a ton about the undrafted free agents.
Can you hear me and everything fine?
But the guys I'm most intrigued by is the 2 running backs. I think are really going to put some pressure on. Can you hear me, Mike?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Mike's having an audio issue. So the 2 running backs that I think could put some pressure on Roundtree and Josh Kelly that we signed, Letty Brown and Kevin Marks Jr., especially if Marks Jr. Can contribute on special teams, punt protection or even just like kick return coverage. Like maybe he's big and physical in the videos and pretty fast. I think it was like a 4.5 40. So maybe he's there for that. Makes the team. And then I wrote the guy's name down. Give me 1 second. Skylar Thomas. There's a video where he was clocked at like 24 miles an hour.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you now either. Check your settings. Sometimes you got to reboot and it'll switch you off your microphone or whatever. But yeah, Skylar Thomas, there's been a constant theme of just adding blazing speed, and maybe he's there. I can't wait to see how these guys work out. I wish them all the best. Congratulations to all these players. You get drafted, you get to live the dream. You're an undrafted free agent signing. That's amazing. Not many players are ever going to be able to get to know what that feeling is like. I don't think that this is going to work with getting Mike back involved.
No.
Nothing.
No. Wow.
No audio.
Wow.
I don't know what happened. And he's disgusted, ladies and gentlemen, as he throws his hat to the ground, fixes his disheveled hair. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to go into the last segment alone. I don't know what he's doing now. And that will be the Thunder rated tweets. Pull a little music bed under it and have some fun. Mike, if you're in there, maybe you can be in the comments and you can go there. I see you left me a private chat thing. Yeah, I'm on my own. Yeah, I got it. I'm good. I don't mind talking to myself. Quite enjoy it. All right, here we go. The first one, Zion Johnson. And it'll go in order of picks. But Zion Johnson had this one where he partners up with GoPuff delivery service, it looks like. And then he has his order right here. Now, in the comments, how would you rate this order that we're seeing? Like, are you a fan of this? I mean, he's got some Nutella on there, some Gatorade, some vitamins. I can't even see what the last one is down here. Let me supersize my screen. And buns, right? And he says, here is a typical order for me. Well, you got hamburger buns, but you didn't get any patties. That's the part to me that's like a little bit confusing. But I think that this is a solid order, right? Gatorade and Nutella, especially when I was that age and I could still like eat all these carbs and have all this sugar and not just like balloon or suffer from gout or something else horrible that would happen. But what would you have added to this order? Like, what was a staple? Were you a fluff person more than a Nutella person? Peanut butter, creamy, chunky. What's it gonna be? But I like the airborne, the vitamins. Got to stay healthy. Got to stay on the field. But I thought that was a fun tweet. Now my computer's starting to crash. This can't be happening for real, can it? This is just becoming a nightmare. Why is the internet doing this? The internet hates me.
Can you hear me now?
I did. I still have no mic there.
Test.
Like, now we're just frozen. Okay, maybe it was Mike jumping in here. I think I'm back. I don't know. Mike, just sit this one out, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later, bro. If I can get the slides to work, we'll go. This is JT Woods. Not real big on the tweets, but he seems to be a Houston Texan fan. And meme game, strong. Using that Shannon Sharp, like, nah, bro, this ain't cool. This ain't happening. I don't want it. But but I think he gets a chance to maybe play some defense against DeAndre Hopkins. Memory serves, we play the Cardinals this year, and he's going to get a chance to go against Hopkins. Texans fan, maybe he gets to get a little revenge. Who knows? Who knows if that happens for him or not? But I did like this one. Isaiah Spiller. I picked this one for a reason, because this could be me as a grown man of 40 years old on Christmas morning crying when my wife gets me an Isaiah Spiller jersey for Christmas. What's going on, Lucky You? Thank you for coming in. We're doing our Thunder-rated tweet segment, and this is the rookie edition. We're just going through and seeing the rookies' social media. But this kid opened up Isaiah Spiller merch. Huge fan, just like we are here in the Bolt fam, that Isaiah Spiller is... Tell me this. Would you not be like overly excited if you opened up a nice, crisp number 28 jersey on Christmas morning? It might even be one of those presents that you gotta talk to the person. You gotta be like, hey, I'm gonna need this like around Thanksgiving because I'm actually going to a game and I want to wear it. So let me get that early Christmas gift. But this kid was excited. Love to see it. I love the positivity of Spiller's dad. I saw a couple tweets from him too. Like, just seems like such a good dad. Otito Obonia, shot put, like winning international competition, standing atop of podiums. This is a reason that I am excited about him and his ability, right? Like, they talk about the explosion and the pop in hands. As somebody who threw shot put, not nearly as well as Otito did, I'm sure. Well, I can guarantee you I didn't, because I never made any national teams. But it takes a lot of strength, and it takes a lot of discipline, technique to be able to really fire that big giant steel ball. And it feels pointless. It's like throwing a rock. Why am I doing this? But he did it, and he excelled. Maybe if I would have been a champion, I'd have been a little happier about it. Oh, Jamari Sawyer. This was a tweet that came out 19 minutes after he was drafted. Simply Dab in the building. What's going on, Dab? Just running through some tweets of our newly drafted players. Jamari Sawyer. Talking about the chip bigger than ever. Because I think that this kid should have been drafted a lot higher. And I know for a fact he thinks he should have been drafted a lot higher. Like, when you play in the SEC, you give up one sack and 5 pressures or less at your time there in the SEC when all of these other guys are being drafted. You're switching in game from tackle to guard to center to whatever position they need you to do, and you're exceeding at it. And then you fall to the 6th round. I'm ecstatic that he's a Charger, and I'm even I don't want to say that I'm happy he went to the 6th round, but I think that adds that much more motivation to him. And in an ideal world, he plays left guard and Filer goes to right. I know they've said many times they want to keep the left side intact, but in my ideal world, both of our guards are rookies, surrounded by All-Pro, should have been All-Pro in Lindsley, and then Filer at right tackle. That's how I would like to go into next season. For sure. Dab. I got a feeling Spiller is going to end up the RB1, Eckler the RB2, purely through Spiller's all-around talent. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that they would make that move in year 1 unless Spiller is just amazing. And I think depends on what you say is RB1 and RB2, right? Like, I think you could see them getting like a 50-50 split, really. Maybe more carries for Spiller, more targets for Eckler. But to go like RB1, RB2, Eckler's pass protection just gives them the edge. Now, maybe that's something Spiller can pick up, but I think if you're opening up the game with Eckler and you're closing games with Spiller, that means the Chargers are winning 12, 13 games, the AFC West, and hopefully we are all celebrating a 2-week party leading up to them winning their first Super Bowl in Arizona in 2023. So I don't I don't see him being like RB1 dominating because Eckler just has too much left. He just came off a year in which he had 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns. And nobody talks about him being in that territory of running back, and it's because why? Because he doesn't pound the rock like Jonathan Taylor. He still gets the yards because he doesn't look the part because he's not like 215 pounds and 6 foot. This one here is from the second 6th round selection, Jasir Taylor, who I have a really good feeling about. I just like watching him play. He's so fast, compact, does many things, and he's super fast. I think he's the kind of player that's going to get us excited, like coming off and blocking a field goal attempt from the outside or a punt or something that just gets SoFi just rocking or just silences a stadium on the road. But this right here, I thought was a really beautiful moment. He filled in at kick returner, and you can see him. He returns a kickoff return, and the guy who would have been returning the kick is there, and he runs all the way through at like 100 and whatever yard kick return and hugs the guy right there who's sitting in the back of the end zone. That to me is great. Beautiful moment to be shared. It's so cool that it was able to be captured like this. I thought it was a really lovely thing. And just being a captain, Wake Forest, such a cerebral school. I'm really, 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 really ready to go and hope that this guy contributes, special teams, like I said. I can't see him being a starter because the secondary is so deep, but depth, special teams, players are people too. Put that on a t-shirt. Dean Leonard right here, smoking a cigar, right? And I would say maybe even a classier photo than Joe Burrow. Little victory cigar, nothing wrong with that. Love to see people celebrating like a champ. Hope that he can duplicate this photo in a Chargers uniform, right? Like if I was able to do some sort of a jersey swap, like if I had that sort of a skill, I would have put him in in a Chargers shirt, uniform, or whatever, and made that like a Super Bowl trophy. And just put 2023 Dean Leonard celebrates. But I don't have those kind of skills. I'm definitely not that good. And this one, ladies and gentlemen. Now, maybe I don't understand fully, but Xander Horvath looks to be some sort of like savant with colored pencils and charcoal and markers and whatever. But these are like hand-painted, handcrafted artwork. Like he does renderings, commissioned work of vehicles that people love or whatever. Now in the comments, people, what was your first car? If you could ask Xander to commission this. And I went to his Instagram. There's a ton of stuff that he has on there of really cool artists. Yeah, just really cool drawings. But mine would be my first car ever. My mom gave it to me. It was a 90 Dodge Caravan. We called the Silver Bullet. A lot of fun. Pack the friends in there and do all sorts of irresponsible, immature things that I did when I was 17 years old, which we will not talk about because it's a family program. And I have more class than that. But yeah, you probably can figure it out. Yeah, I would have him do a 90 Dodge Caravan. Maybe even like a little detail, like some of the dents, the softball dent that we did when my mom was like, don't park the van that close. And I was like, nobody ever hits the ball over here. Thump, 3rd inning, softball dent right in the hood of the car. She was right. I was wrong. Mom, you win another one. Whew. But that's it. Those are our rookies. They're all on Twitter. Get out there and support them. We got all the mini camps coming. Players coming in for, veterans, rookies, but everybody seems to be around the facility and enjoying it. It just seems like a really positive, energy, joyous time, and I see a real sense of vision with how the roster is being put together. And maybe there's more good news. Maybe there's more that since I started the show that's come on Twitter. Probably not, but maybe there will be. Maybe next time that we're back, it'll be here too. We appreciate you. We know you have so many choices and where you can go and get, conversation about Los Angeles Chargers football and what you enjoy. And we appreciate you spending a little time with us. And we will be back next Friday, I'm pretty sure, with another show. And yeah, we're talking. I want to talk Chargers Mount Rushmore pretty soon, but maybe we'll save that for further in the off season. Who's on it? Who could potentially get on it from a good 3, 4, 5 year run with this current assembled Bolts team? But yeah, bolt up. Let's party. Enjoy it. Chargers football.